All right, so the new MGW short throw shifter just came in, and I'm stoked about it. So hopefully I'll get a decent video for you to reference if you're looking to install this as well. So this is everything that it came with. The old shifter that I have on there is really old. They came originally with the car, and I'm sure the first owner was the one who purchased it, and I'm not really sure what kind of short throw is on there. So but this one I've read on the forums that is really good, so I went with it, and this is basically everything you need to install it. It does come with RTV, so this came with a kit, and it does give you the option of either using RTV to seal everything, or this rubber seal. They do recommend that you use blue Loctite with the bolts if you do decide to go this route. This is what I'm going to use. It should work just fine. It does come with this kind of foam. I think it's for sound deadening, but I definitely don't have this in my car right now, so I don't know how this goes in. So I'm gonna have to take a look and see what the best way to put this on, because I think it'll be pretty useful if I can get it on there right. And basically this is how it all goes. It's just, you got your I guess, I don't know if it's called a bracket or just kind of your mounting thing for the shifter. And I do have the race option short throw, so they do have 3 in total, I believe, and each one with a certain percentage of how short it is. So this is the most aggressive one. I think it's supposed to be like 35% shorter. So yeah, and this will go on here. What else? And mounting hardware, and that's pretty much it. Looks like it's amazing quality, and I'm excited to have it on. The reason why I ordered this was because I'm hoping that I get better shifts out of it. Obviously not good enough to be shifting mid-track right now, and the transmission that I have is the old T45. It is refurbished. It's all new. I'm just hoping that it lasts a while. I do have the old one still that broke. Basically, I got stuck in second gear and just couldn't get it out of it. So what my plans are for this is to have it professional rebuild the whole thing, and then hopefully with it much stronger internals, and this will become the spare when the other one goes. And all right, let's see how this goes. Oh, by the way, I do love this bucket seat. This bucket seat is amazing, and if you do decide to go the bucket seat route, make sure you pay the extra to get this, the ability to basically slide your seat back and forth. It's phenomenal. Even though this is not an aggressive seat per se, it is a pain to get in and out. This really gets in the way, so just having the ability to either disconnect the steering wheel, so that'll be another thing that I'm gonna put on there as a quick disconnect. But if you can't and you still have the stock set up, being able to just slide this back and forth is amazing. Of course, if other people are going to be driving your car, like an instructor or a friend or somebody who are not the same height as you are, for them to have the ability to adjust the seat is also really nice. So let's see what we got here. I got this slid all the way back. Definitely helps. Yeah, as far as the Nameless Performance handbrake has been working amazing. What is not working great right now is the brakes are not locking, and that's due to the pads. So that's one thing that I'm going to do as well. That's extremely easy to do and not an issue. So I'm just going to remove this. I do have a Saleen specific knob for this. Oh, I was not expecting that. Oh, well, did it bust the porcelain or whatever material this is in there? Nope, still threads. Let me try putting this back on. And I'm gonna grab a wrench and loosen the lock nut. It goes back on. Okay. That's a first. No harm, no foul. I'm gonna loosen up this lock nut and I should be able to come out. I didn't know that this could happen. Good to know. Oh, that's better. So I just kind of pulled, I just kind of rested the palm of my hand here, dug in here, and just pulled towards the palm of my hand, and that pretty much released the clip. There we go. There we go. All right, so I got four bolts, and then obviously I am using this one here to hold the handbrake. So it should be pretty easy. You just unhook all these, and then I should be able to gain access here. And I'm gonna remove as well both of these, and that way I can just reach everything really easily. So this short throw, don't know what kind it is. Could be Steeda, could be some other brand, but basically I just used a 5/16, or I believe an 8mm works as well with an extension. It doesn't have to be this long, it's just the only one I could find, but it'll let you get pretty much in there comfortably. And I should be able to hopefully pull this right out. Come on. Oh, what do you know? It is a Steeda. Okay, I mean, Steeda is a good quality. Let me show you exactly what how short these throws are. It's neutral. So it still goes pretty far. It'd be kind of fun to see what the new one, how far it goes. So I'm gonna use this as a reference. Cool. In case you're wondering what this is, you won't have this, but this is a sensor line for the exhaust stamp gauge, which I don't use anymore. So I put a weld there, or I had someone do it, and essentially get rid of it. And the reason for that is because it's not really useful for me, so I'm gonna replace that with something else. I plan on putting an AFR here. I'm gonna get rid of this narrow band and put something else there. So I gotta decide exactly what I'm gonna do. But for up here, I do have a pillar with 2 pods, and I'm planning on putting oil pressure and fuel pressure, which is 2 things that I feel that I'm definitely gonna have to constantly be able to just look at down here when I'm driving, or you know, or any other time. I have to duck down because this lip here kind of covers the gauges a little bit when you're sitting in your driving position. So, and plus, you know, unless I'm just driving on the street, I'm not gonna look at these gauges at all for the most part. So unless I'm testing something, like vacuum gauge is great for that. So if there's some kind of vacuum leak, I can definitely just look at that if I feel like something is wrong, and I can do it while in neutral, or you know, when it's safe, and I can diagnose a few things with this. So that stays, and then these other 2, I'm just gonna have something there just to look at if, you know, when I'm not driving, or if I'm gonna have a question about something, but it's not like immediate relevance to what I'm doing, whereas the fuel and pressure gauge are. So I'm gonna have those, and then hopefully that'll be the end of it. I hate gauges everywhere. I don't want anything that obstructs my visibility, so I'm hoping that with those 2 and whatever else I end up doing down here with these 2, that should be the end of it. But these are 13mm, and it comes out, looks like the guys that did my transmission work decided to go with RTV, so I'm gonna have to remove this and clean it all out, get it nice and ready and smooth for the rubber seal that I'm gonna put on. This is tied here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that and then bring it up and tuck it underneath here. So that way I don't have to remove this whole thing when I'm going to go and work on the gauges. All right, so this part I wish I would have recorded because it was a little difficult to remove the base plate. So hopefully I can replicate it for you, but I can tell you exactly kind of where to put the flathead. I have a long flathead screwdriver, and I turned it kind of vertical and put one of the edges right at the bottom where the RTV would be, and basically use that as leverage up against that, and I was able to pop it. So it took a little bit of force, but not crazy amounts of force, but it was basically able to pop that that way. So let's see what this looks. Sweet. So this can be reused. I could probably send this off to someone and maybe they can use it as well. Now I have this open. I am gonna just add a tad bit more of transmission fluid in here, since when I had my car up in the lift, it was at an angle, so I wasn't able to put all of the fluid that it would normally take. So just a tad more, and then I'll feel better about it. But yeah, just gotta clean a little bit. Looks like it's not really dirty all around the edge. Gotta make sure that whenever I do clean it, none of it falls inside there. So I'm gonna do my best to be careful with that, and then it should be a matter of just putting everything else back together. All right, so now that everything is on there, I tighten these in a crisscross pattern until basically they couldn't be tightened any further. So I just did snug, tight until you can't turn the wrench anymore, and I didn't go any further than that, so that should be plenty. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna get rid of this rubber boot that's here, because the shifter already comes with its own, and plus it's got the cover here that'll slide right on top, so I don't think there's any real benefit to keeping this old beat up one. So I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna measure and kind of cut where these holes are, and then I'm just gonna have this sound or this little nice mat here, I guess, sit right here. That looks a lot better than that rubber piece. So yeah, I'm gonna cut right where the holes are for the screws, and then I think I'm just gonna leave this like this, and then the metal bracket should sit right on top, and then yeah, it should work out real nice. This is a little bit of overkill. I did put some heat reflective tape underneath the area that's going to be exposed around the bracket. There's a lot of heat that comes out from the ground, and the exhaust is down there, so whatever I can do to minimize some of that from creeping into the cabin, I'll try. So, but the holes right here, I just kind of laid the bracket on top, and you can just use a box cutter or whatever you have to just carve out the area that you need. So this is what it looks like with that piece of foam material there. There's a little bit of an area here that's not really snugged up, but that's all right. I mean, this will move around or whatever, and I do have that tape underneath, so hopefully this will work out a little easier. So all that's left right now, I should say a little better, but just to slide this on, and got the shifter in here, and basically I just gotta figure out how to mount this so that it doesn't interfere with the handbrake, so I can move it over a little bit or this way. So there's a lot of options. So yeah, let's see what works best. This is how I decided to mount it. So it's just off to the left, and then the shifter part of it is aligned centered. So I just basically shifted the mounting bracket here just off to the left, so that way when I go to reverse, it doesn't interfere much with my handbrake here. My hand used to kind of bump it, so I would have to kind of move it over a little bit when I was shifting. This should be a lot better, and it seems to be about maybe a little shorter than the Steeda one. So this is cool. Yeah, it's very short. So I can't wait to put it all together here. So just a couple more things to put on and add the final touch. That should be it. All right, so it's all on there now. And for the final touch, I had to rethread this one because I got it from, actually I didn't get it. It was a gift from my wife. I think she got it from Etsy. And it was the wrong thread, but I retapped it. And now I can straighten this out with the lock nut underneath. But, oh heck yeah. Let me turn the car on and give it a shot like that. It's definitely a lot, I'm noticing there's a lot stiffer than the Steeda one. So like if I'm in second and I gotta jam it right into third, I can just go straight up. And the spring load is so hard that it brings it to neutral instantly. So that's gonna be fantastic. So second, straight to third without even having to move it over or anything on my own. No assists. The next thing I gotta fix is the steering wheel. There's quite a bit amount of play here, so that's not very good for the track. I remember the instructor mentioning that the steering was a little finicky, so I'm going to start with this, see how that feels, and then once it's stiff and actually responds properly, then I'll make some more adjustments after that. Something else that I found, well, I would say maybe not the solution just yet, but what the issue was, my car kept draining if I left it parked longer than a few days. So I've always had to disconnect the battery to avoid that. And what I had to do was disconnect basically the harness that hooks up to the amps. There's one on this side and one on the other side. You can reach that from the trunk, maybe a little easier, but you kind of have to crawl in there and kind of twist around a little bit to get access. But it's just on hooks, real easy. And I've just had the car parked with the battery connected for probably like 4 or 5 days, and yeah, it's just practically as if no drainage at all occurred. So I'm gonna have to replace those amps, and then hopefully maybe that'll solve everything. But yeah, working away one little bit at a time, one little issue and hopefully solution at a time. And next time I visit the track, I can fine-tune a couple more things and hopefully get this car a little bit better at the track. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.